You clocked the exit before you even sat down. You noticed his jaw tighten a full second before he opened his mouth. You knew the deal had fallen through from the tone of one text message. None of that is anxiety. Psychologists have been quietly naming a form of intelligence that trauma builds, brick by brick. And by the end of this, you will know if you are carrying it. Stick around, because there are 4 signs of it. And the last one is the sign most people mistake for a personality flaw instead of what it actually is. Proof. This is not about being gifted. This is about what your nervous system had to become. Once you see the shape of it, you will not be able to unsee it in yourself. Here's the first sign, and it hides in plain sight. Picture a job interview. Before the interviewer says a single word, you have already read the temperature of the room, the stack of papers, the tightness in her smile, the pen she taps twice too fast. Most people would call that a good read on people. It has a real name, hypervigilance. It is what happens when a nervous system learns, early and the hard way, that missing a warning sign came with a cost. So it stopped waiting for danger to announce itself. It started scanning for it instead, constantly, before you even decide to look. That is not a gift you were born with. It is a system you built, one unsafe moment at a time. Nobody sat you down and taught you this. Your body simply decided the price was worth paying. And here is the part that rarely gets said out loud. The same wiring that keeps you safe in a tense room can quietly wear you down in a calm one. And that is just the first layer. Ever rehearsed a conversation in your head 3 different ways before you even started it? That is not overthinking. That is your mind running probability models on someone's emotions before they have shown a single one. Trauma researchers call this an anticipatory stress response, your body preparing for a reaction that has not happened yet, because in the past, waiting for it to happen was too late. Say you work as a barista. You already know which regular is about to complain before they reach the counter, just from how they're holding their phone. You clock a car door, slam in the parking lot outside, and already sense whose night went sideways before they walk in. You send someone one line of text and reread it 4 times, checking for a tone you did not mean to send. It sounds exhausting because it is, but look at what it actually requires. Modeling another person's inner state accurately enough to prepare for it in advance. That is not worry dressed up as weakness. It is a form of forecasting most people never had to develop. But reading people is one thing. What you do with that reading is another story entirely. Fast forward to your best friend's baby shower, where you are the one refilling drinks nobody asked you to refill. An awkward joke lands wrong, and you are smoothing it over before anyone else even reacts. Tension rises in someone else's voice, and your body moves to fix it before your brain has caught up. An apology comes out of your mouth for things that were never your fault. You soften bad news before you have even confirmed it is bad. This has a name too, the Fawn response, a survival strategy where keeping others calm becomes the fastest route to keeping yourself safe. It develops in people who learned that conflict was dangerous long before they learned it could sometimes be necessary. From the outside, it looks like kindness, and sometimes it is. Underneath it, though, a nervous system is often still negotiating for safety in rooms that stopped being dangerous years ago. This sign is harder to catch too, because unlike scanning a room or predicting a reaction, it gets rewarded. People call you easy to be around. They rarely ask what it costs you to stay that way. But scanning, predicting, and fixing are all things you do for other people. The 4th sign turns all of that inward. You clock every one of those signals correctly, and then you talk yourself out of trusting them. This is the sign almost nobody names, because it does not look like intelligence at all. It looks like insecurity. You notice someone's tone shift and immediately wonder if you are overreacting. You catch a lie in someone's story and then spend the next hour convincing yourself you must have misheard. This happens because somewhere along the way, more than once probably, someone insisted your read on reality was wrong when it was not. That pattern has a name, gaslighting. Its long-term effect is not that you stop noticing things, you keep noticing everything. What breaks is your permission to trust what you noticed. So you end up with the sharpest read in the room and the least confidence in it. The very intelligence that could protect you gets quietly overridden by doubt, right when it matters most. It is a strange kind of tired, being right and still bracing for someone to tell you that you are not. That is the real cost, not the noticing, the doubting. Put all four together and a bigger pattern appears. None of these four signs make you broken, and none of them make you special in the way people usually mean when they say gifted. What they make you is accurate in a world that consistently rewards people for pretending not to notice things. Every one of these signs came from the same place, a nervous system that adapted to an environment where paying close attention was the only thing that kept it safe. That adaptation does not switch off just because the environment changed. It keeps running the old software in rooms that no longer need it. This is not a rare condition or a special gift. It is a common outcome of an uncommon amount of caution, asked of someone far too young to be asked for it. Here is the sentence worth sitting with. Intelligence born from safety looks like curiosity, but intelligence born from survival looks like exhaustion wearing a calm face. The real loss is not that people with this kind of mind feel too much. It is that they spend so much energy managing what they perceive, they rarely get to just enjoy perceiving it. Which brings us to the only thing that actually helps. Here is one practical shift to try. The next time you catch yourself second guessing an accurate read on a person or a room, do not ask yourself if you are overreacting. Ask a different question instead. What did I actually observe before I started explaining it away? That single shift moves you from doubting the data to simply trusting it. Data first, doubt later, if at all. Think back to that interview, the tightness in her smile, the pen tapping twice too fast. You were not imagining that. You were reading it correctly, the same way you have been reading rooms for most of your life. The only question left is whether you are finally going to believe yourself. So tell me, which of these four hit closest to home, and who in your life first taught you to doubt it? If this described more of your life than you expected, stay close. The next pattern I am breaking down is the one people usually mistake for confidence, and it might explain even more than this one did.